Hola amigos de Urbana Play, aquí el Chacal Matías Lertora de vuelta y media y los invito a ver la nota con Matt Reeves, el director de Batman, que ya está en los cines, y hay otro video aparte donde estoy hablando con sus protagonistas, con Batman y Catwoman, Robert Pattinson y Zoe Kravitz. Hi Matt, how are you?
Hi.
Congratulations, I love the movie.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad.
As a fan.
Awesome.
So I noticed some David Fincher vibes in the film. That was there from the start. What other influence of movies or other filmmakers?
Oh, I mean, I wanted the film to be a kind of, look, I wanted to go back to the roots of the world's greatest detective, right? And so I knew that I wanted it to be a kind of crime thriller. And actually a lot of the references, it comes from the comics, really. It comes from, the Long Halloween. But I wanted it to, we looked at a lot of films from the 70s, like Policiers, like The French Connection, or Alan Pakula's Klute, which was shot by the great Gordon Willis, and that sort of vibe. And also, really, Chinatown. The idea of Chinatown, where the center of that story is all about a place. It's all about this corrupt city that's Los Angeles. And I was like, well, we want to take this corrupt city that is Gotham and make it a character in this story. And so those films were hugely influential in terms of the texture. And then also, because I wanted it to be such a point of view driven story, I think the tone you're talking about, for me, really comes from that kind of sort of Hitchcockian point of view suspense story, where you're taking the audience and putting them in the shoes of these characters. I wanted the audience to be in Batman's shoes, to see the world from his perspective in a really meticulous way, so that you saw things from his perspective and you experienced it in that way. And so the visual style of Hitchcock was hugely influential as well.
Great. Which Batman villain that we have not seen yet on the screen would you like to bring in the future?
Oh, what would I like to do? I mean, there are so many. Hush, I think, is really interesting. I'm trying to think, has there been a Hush? There hasn't been in the movies. So Hush, I think, would be a very cool character. I mean, there's a bunch, but I'll say Hush. How about that?
Hush. Like in the comic book, The Long Halloween, the opening of this movie takes place at Halloween. Lots of people in Halloween costumes. Last year, some pictures of someone with a Superman costume pop up on the internet. Can you explain that? What happened, considering that in this version, this world, Batman is the only superhero?
Here's the thing. What I wanted to do, and it actually was inspired by The Long Halloween. I thought, wow, I thought about the practicality of just being Batman and this idea of going out into the night. And it's hard to go around in a bat suit, right, and look for crime. And so that's what kind of drew me to this idea of him being kind of the drifter, and because he needed a mode to do that. And I figured, well, if he goes out, though, this is the perfect night for Batman to make his appearance because everyone's in costume. And so we drew in all of these costumes. Some of those costumes that you saw online, they're not necessarily featured prominently in the movie. You've seen the movie now. So we just had all kinds of costumes, and that particular Easter egg did not make it in. So.
Okay. Speaking of which, would you like to expand this universe to other superhero appears, or?
For me, what was exciting was the idea of beginning this Batverse and there are so many rich characters in Gotham and in this world, and I just really wanted to. You can't really think about anything except successfully beginning this one story. You can't even think about other films in a certain way. I mean, I have plenty of other stories in my head about where this goes, but really you can't do a chapter one because you've got to do a film that is an entire experience for the audience. We want the audience to come and have a beginning to end experience that transports them into this world and feels like they're seeing something that is both iconic and the characters they love, but in a way they've never seen them before. So that's what we're trying to do. If we succeed in that, there's much I'd like to do, and how that will connect to other worlds, that all remains to be seen.
Okay. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Congratulations again.
Yeah.
I love the movie.
Oh, thank you so much.